Turkey Tom put out a video on JIDION, so I'm not going to play all of it. I'm going to play a segment of it. I recommend watching this video, and I will hopefully, my modders can post a link to the video. I recommend watching it in its entirety. This video does pretty good, but I'm actually going to play a little segment of it that kind of shows my point against JIDION and why I think he's irresponsible. But yeah, because he does do a pretty good in-depth analysis on the EDP case, especially how he mishandled it. But this other part just kind of annoys me right here, and this is the part I kind of wanted to get over.
Returning in full swing, pranks ultimately remained a part of his past, as his content took a specific focus on two things: streaming and predator catches. As I've already established, JIDION is extremely irresponsible with these catches, prioritizing clout over justice. And ultimately, those posted after his return would be no different. As early as March of 2025, people had been calling out JIDION for his habit of doxing and encouraging harassment towards law enforcement when he doesn't get the results he wants. Here on his community tab, he posts the face of a man that swore to protect his community before attaching a photo of the district attorney presiding over one of his stings. He also posted a photo of a plaque reading Prosecutor of the Year and what appears to be photos from a Facebook group where locals are saying that this DA supports predators. I'm all for calling out elected officials when necessary, but this isn't exactly the president or a senator. This is a member of the justice system who JIDION is encouraging harassment towards for not convicting someone in a sting he conducted. I'm sure this guy's plate is full of cases, but for some reason JIDION believes his YouTuber status means anything he investigates should be shoved to the front of the line. On July 4th of 2026,
he doesn't even handle it pretty good. He does a pretty shit job at handling these cases, and you're about to find out why.
a small YouTuber named Himpleton released a video titled JIDION.
Oh yeah, by the way, I saw this video. This video is actually pretty good. So
Has always been like this.
shout out to Himpleton.
Where he details issues with the stings conducted since the EDP investigation. Himpleton brings up one major concern across many of JIDION's catches, including him not speaking to law enforcement until during or after the real-life confrontations.
It was during a fake online meetup orchestrated by YouTube creator JIDION and his team posing as a minor. Police say the fake meetup was news to them.
They showed up unannounced and sprung this on us. That's one.
Turkey Tom's video. Woo, GG Beaverman. Seriously though, it's a great video on journey with. Yes, exactly. Bit too fast. All right, I'll lower it then.
The concerns that we have had in the past when we've assisted with other groups.
He also points out that over the course of 50 stings Skeeter Gene conducted, he only managed to get 3 arrests in total.
3 arrests. 50 stings and only 3 arrests. And yet this is who JIDION is.
This is JIDION's closest confidant who worked with him during the EDP sting, keep in mind.
He says he's done approximately 50 of these stings.
He showed up to our sting house to meet who he thought was a year-old girl,
but acknowledges only these 3 have resulted in arrests.
But easily the most interesting part of the video is the documentation of JIDION repeatedly doxing law enforcement. During one arrest, once JIDION was on the scene, he called the cops. Once they showed up, they were confused as to what to do due to some jurisdictional issues where they weren't sure if they could take action against this alleged creep because the messages initially may have been sent in another city. And additionally, JIDION hadn't contacted the police before the sting, only during it. The cops called.
And that is how you fuck it up entirely. That is how you fuck it up entirely. This is something, and this is why I don't like JIDION when it comes to this stuff. Not only are these dangerous people, but he's also fucking up the investigation entirely, just flubbering it, making it for the defense. In case, let's say this does happen, the defense can this is so easy for the defense to just like throw this out and say it's a mistrial or entrapment or something. Especially when jurisdictions are involved, when there's different states. And that's just something, and he's not a fucking lawyer too. He doesn't get any legal advice on this. He doesn't look into any of it. And this is why if you're ever going to conduct any of this, which by the way, be careful, you should actually get the fucking cops involved and see where does the jurisdiction involve and how can we approach this. And the thing is, there are some states that do kind of support this kind of thing, or it's a lot easier. But then there's also some states where it's actually harder to do. So yeah, that's the sad reality of our system. That's just how it is. But this idiot doesn't know that. He doesn't know that at all.
The district attorney to figure out what to do.
If we were to follow up with anything with this gentleman, it's gonna get thrown out. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do right now.
Okay.
Just to cover all our bases, I'm gonna call the on-call district attorney.
Okay.
And fill him in on all this because we had no clue that you was operating in our city, which kind of is like.
So because there's a jurisdiction problem.
Before, when you hopped on the call with the DA, you didn't have anything about the chat log. I don't even know what you told the DA. The only thing you...
Here's the thing. He thinks that just because if he knows the evidence, it will change it. No, that's not how that works. Even if you have like the most incriminating evidence, that's not going to matter. It can be easily thrown out just based on jurisdiction alone. That's the sad reality too. He really thinks that just because if he knew all the details, it'll change. No, it won't. Because here's the thing. If they do that, there's a good chance the DA will get in trouble, the police department will get in trouble, and the guy will probably get set free.
could have told them is what you told me. Hey, we got an illegal operation here going on. This is probably entrapment. You didn't have any of the information to inform the DA so that they can make a better decision on how to handle it.
Exactly. I told him exactly what you told me.
JIDION, in retaliation, publicizes the name and face of one officer in the video, includes his face in the thumbnail, and accuses him of protecting a predator.
Literally, that cop was doing his job. He wanted to fucking help you, but your dumbass didn't know how to run a sting properly.
That's why I am so upset with the performance of Sergeant Blake Howard. And if you also are upset with his performance, I have his boss's information right here. His boss's name is Lieutenant Matthew
By the way, trying to make a better world. This guy's trying to make a better world, by the way. And somehow he left YouTube for God, and somehow he's still acting like a piece of shit.
Also, here is the Missouri City Police Department's phone number. You can call this phone number and let them know that you want.
Not just your jurisdiction, but the police aren't clued in on the nature of how these conversations came about. Exactly. Because these are catchers. Because these are catchers and are picking and choosing what parts to show. Exactly.
Talk to Internal Affairs. Also, to hit up the head district attorney. His name is Brian Middleton. Here's his email address right here. And also, here is the district attorney's office. Let them know about Sergeant Blake Howard's performance and how you disapprove of that. And also let them know that you want us to work with them.
I just have to honestly ask who JIDION even thinks he is. This guy has publicly admitted to inviting a pedophile to his Discord server, wherein a minor was then groomed, which he then used to make content and profit financially. This same guy has the gall to put pictures of police officers' faces on YouTube and call for their supervisor to be contacted. I'm sure the tens of thousands of children typing *67 and then calling the Missouri City Police Department were very respectful about all this and had a full grasp of the situation. Because JIDION didn't get the specific result he wanted, he believes the best step is to encourage the cops to ignore procedure. He wants the courts to ignore due process. And if they don't, then he'll dox the police to millions of people. I don't want to straight up rip more of Himpleton's video than I already have, so I'll link it in the description for you to check out. But he details how JIDION continued to dox a business owner as well for doing nothing wrong.
JIDION basically doxes
this part right here, just so unnecessary.
owner of the business, despite him agreeing they had nothing to do with the crime that occurred online.
The crazy thing about it is the overseer and the director of the Volleyball Academy Club. And he was already caught up to speed on what was all going on. But he wasn't too happy that the parents were about to come outside and see this whole fiasco. So as a director and protector of children, he had to clean up the mess before the parents came out.
I'm gonna need you to remove yourself from the front.
In the wake of the more recent controversy around JIDION, a post was made to Pay Money Wubby's subreddit, where the user describes how a city official was harassed as a result of his videos. I work high up in a city government where JIDION came through and pulled one of his famous stings and got into it with our police department. While he was not arrested or anything, sadly, he did pick a fight with a supervisor at the police department and subsequently doxed him to his audience. While I am by no means a fan of the police, having seen the insane amount of threats sent to everyone connected to this person, including family, kids, coworkers, etc.
That's the thing that this idiot doesn't realize, is that just because he's telling them about this one person doesn't mean that the other, by default, he's not. He forgets that his audience is very young and that his audience, when they're not getting the reaction, what are they going to do? Oh, they're going to go to his family, his associates, friends, everything, and they're going to drag them into it. Guess what? Now you just doxed and harassed an entire group of randoms that have nothing to do with this. Why? Oh, because you mishandled a sting operation. You didn't do what you were supposed to do and get the police involved, district attorney, all that. You didn't work with them. Nah, you were too busy focused on the cloud and everything. Oh, I was going to make my video look bad. Here's this doxing. L. Fucking loser. Who does he actually think he is?
I do have empathy. This person had to up and move his family due to stalkers, bomb threats, and crazy JIDION fans finding the kids at school.
Oh my god. Oh my god. See what I mean?
Specific claim has not been directly verified. We know for sure that JIDION fans have sought out the social media profiles of law enforcement to pester them. Based purely on JIDION's expert understanding, fans have sought out the social
Horrible police officer seen JIDION, and my thoughts is he did not do anything. Jesus Christ.
media profiles of law enforcement to pester them, based purely on JIDION's expert understanding of US legal code and nothing else. Since early 2023, JIDION has concentrated his sting content under the name EDP Watch, a name that's kind of ironic considering what I know now, but whatever. It even has its own paywalled website where JIDION advertises that
if you pay for any of this, you deserve to lose all your money. You're literally being scammed. Nothing is being done about this. Like, I doubt all these cases are them actually getting arrested.
You can pay him a monthly subscription to hear what these creeps want to do to their victims.
Do you want to watch EDP Watch episodes early and completely uncensored? Do you want to listen in on these disturbing one-on-one calls?
Found God and YouTubers have a weird tendency of being the most entitled people on the platform. Exactly. That's why I also don't believe in religion. Looking at you, Jur. Real life too. Karens are always God-fearing. The bigger the audience you have, the more careful you have to be, period. Exactly. That's something that this idiot doesn't understand too. And keep in mind, he has made multiple channels over the course of time, and he's able to, like, he has deleted videos and deleted his channels and social media and everything multiple times and has made new ones. He still has a dedicated following. So doesn't matter how big his subscriber count is or followers on any social media, he still is going to always have that dedicated audience. And that's something that either this guy really doesn't understand or he's being very malicious about it to get his way, honestly.
We have with these monsters.
Do you usually like rub your or do you?
On May 12th of 2026, JIDION released his latest catch, which was done in collaboration with Alex Rosen. As discussed earlier, Alex orchestrated the first sting on EDP 445, which was ultimately botched. However, since then, he's developed a strong reputation as a legit catcher, with him claiming to have arrests in all 50 states and convictions in 41. JIDION worked with Alex to catch Hullo, a looks-maxing TikToker. They paid a direct visit to his apartment, where he proceeded to explicitly confess to his crimes while giving detailed context as to how he downloaded illegal material to his phone. About a week before JIDION's video went up, the local police took Hullo in and charged him with 15 counts of possession. This was a successful catch by all means, and one that got JIDION a lot of praise. But his collaborator ultimately got him into hot water. Alex Rosen is almost equal parts creep.
That's such a terrible photo, I'll be honest.
Catcher and equal parts far-right activist. This is not and has never been a secret. I could list a ton of stuff he's done in lieu of his politics.
So when you hear,
ma'am, I have a question. So Pfizer has the biggest criminal fine in history. So how is it anti-science to not trust them?
JIDION had to have known this and was willing to work with him despite it, because in his view, his work superseded his controversial stances. He knew about it vaguely as far back as 2022, in fact.
Like, that's why they
Chat, what do you think? Would you support a guy who catches pedophiles, but he's a fucking racist? I don't know about that one.
they're good at their job, even though I think the dude that caught him was like found out to be racist or something.
Yeah, racist motherfucker.
But like, you know,
and they deleted his channel too.
Yeah, I'd rather, you know, I'm glad YouTube got to him too, but like, you know, I'd rather be out the streets than
Well, if you're aware of Chud the Builder, then it's not a surprise that Alex supported him. Chud, real name Dalton, became infamous for streaming while calling black people the N-word to their face. Eventually, he ended up shooting someone. Some argue it was self-defense, some include—
This guy's a fucking idiot. This guy's like the biggest idiot I've ever fucking seen, honestly. He just goes around, like, he really thought that he was gonna get away with, like, what he was doing. No, he can't,
the state.
These types of people are, by the way, this like genre audience is the alpha male look maxing. These guys are actual losers. All right, it will be only a matter of time before that fad just like dies off.
Argue it was attempted murder. It's currently tied up in the courts. Alex Rosen argues that he was innocent, so much so that he donated $10,000 to Chud's legal defense fund. I encourage everyone to donate what they can if you care about free speech, he wrote. Given how controversial Chud the Builder is for the most obvious reasons, and the fact that JIDION has a lot of viewers who hate him, he started facing backlash for working with Alex. This mounted in JIDION posting a video announcing that this would be the end of their work together.
Once again, kneeling to the audience. What a surprise.
But then he did something even a step beyond. He went and donated $10,000 to Chud the Builder's bond so that he can be back free on the street. And I just cannot tolerate that, and I do not respect that, and I have to make a stand.
But as many people pointed out, this response is extremely disingenuous. Alex Rosen is not just some casual right-wing dude. He's been openly far-right for his entire career. JIDION frames it like he was naive in choosing to hang out with Alex because he thought he would change.
Now, also, I want to take accountability. Now, a lot of people are calling me out saying, JIDION, you knew he was like this before you even met him, and you still decided to associate yourself with him. And I have to admit, I did. You know, I am the person to where I naively believe that people can be better.
But what reason would he have to believe that?
You can't say fucking live stream. It's bad, dude. They're gonna get offended and report us. Oh, you're right. What is wrong with you?
I'm not saying he can't be friends with Alex Rosen or do work with him. I don't care. One time I met Alex Rosen in real life and ate barbecue with him. He covered me in olive oil, rolled me around in breadcrumbs, and tickled my tummy. True story. The reason JIDION kept working with Alex is because he did all the hard work for his catches, and at the time it was convenient to have him around. Back when he did catches with Skeeter Gene, Skeet was the one doing all the work.
Skeet sets up all the EDP.
Yeah, that's the thing that people think, is that people think that JIDION, like, he's the one that like does all the work. No, not really. He pretty much has a team that's doing all the fucking work. This guy's really just a poster boy for his stings. That's really what it is. Reap all the benefits and have everyone else do all the work. That's pretty much what he does.
Pitches that we do. He does all the work. He initiates all the contact. He does all the work. All I do is just show up and record.
And once he saw how effective Alex was at getting convictions, he relied on him for the majority of the work.
So I looked and scoured the internet and I started watching Alex's videos. And I came to find out that he is the best out of all of us. And that still stands true today.
Naturally, JIDION's dishonesty garnered a lot of hatred, with comment after comment calling him out for tolerating Alex's politically incorrect, to say the least, behavior.
So yeah, pretty much, this is pretty much where I'll end the video off. Yeah, pretty much JIDION has no fucking spine. And I think he's one of the dumbest people I've ever fucking met on the internet. And yeah, he's the dumbest predator catcher, honestly. And that's honestly why he really just overlooked a lot of Alex's stuff. Again, that's always been a thing of his, no matter what. I mean, there's literally a clip of him going on, what is it? It's on that stupid podcast with like a bunch of, what is it, dumb girls from LA. Wow, go figure. A lot of women from LA are stupid. And he just says the N-word on there in front of all of them. Especially like, and there's a bunch of black people in that stream too, in that room. So yeah. JIDION didn't really give a shit until finally it became convenient for him to cut him off, honestly. So yeah. Like, JIDION is an opportunist. That's pretty much, he's a dumb opportunist. He has no, just looks any way to make money. That's really what he does. I mean, hell, that's the reason why he gave up his whole like god shtick. He came back to doing what he regularly does to make money. That's really it. I don't think there's anything more on this video.
When it was convenient for him to do so. Given everything we've seen so far, it should be no surprise how his most recent sting operation turned out. Skeeter Gene decided to bring some personal baggage.
Yeah, this pretty much goes into like the drama that we covered last week. So yeah, again, the video will be, I'll probably pop up like on the video or something. I'll post a link. Actually, I can just post a link right now. But yeah, we talked about this on one of the streams. But yeah, there's turkeytom's video. Shout out to what is it? Shout out to Beaverman for posting it. And I will actually post the link to my clip from the last stream where you can watch the original, where I also talk about this in particular situation. But yeah, that is pretty much it on JIDION.